your application again?
Give me 30 seconds.
Sure, no problem. Before, why does any member of the board or board professionals have a conflict with this application? Seeing none.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Peter Lampert appearing on behalf of the applicant. This is an application to construct a single-family dwelling, or actually two-family dwelling on an undersized lot at 140 Troop Avenue. The law regarding an undersized lot requires the applicant to attempt to eliminate the undersized lot by offering it for sale to adjoining property owners. Accordingly, in May of this year, on behalf of the applicant, I wrote a letter to the two adjoiners, one being Metuchen Community Services Corp. and the other one being JIN 702 Properties Holding LLC, asking whether they would like to acquire the property. I got no response from Metuchen. I did get a response from the adjoiner on the other side, JIN 702, who said she would be interested in acquiring the property. I accordingly got the property appraised. I submitted the appraisal to her, and she then indicated in an email that she thought the appraisal was too high. So I think statutorily, and I would like to put into evidence both letters and have them marked A1 and A2. And I don't know, Mr. Chairman, if you want the appraisal, I'd be happy to put that into evidence.
So we have,
Yes.
yeah, please, we appreciate it.
Okay. Putting pressure on me to find it. For the record, I have an appraisal of the property prepared by Jane M. Sapienza, Westfield Realty Services, Westfield, New Jersey, and the appraisal was done in July of this year, and I will have that marked as A3. Should I give it to council?
Yes, please.
Thank you. This property was acquired by my client in 2022 as a purchase from an estate. And upon acquiring the property, he made an application to this board to construct what we are proposing this evening. I had intended to call both the architect that described the house, who was Mr. Duran, and the site plan preparer, who was also a Mr. Duran, brother of the architect. Unfortunately, our architect is stuck in traffic on the way back from Baltimore, but I think Mr. Duran could describe the project, and if the board wants to hear from the other Mr. Duran, I would gladly agree to postpone or continue the hearing to another date if necessary. Okay, having said that, I also have my client here for the record. I would like to call Mr. Duran.
State your name and spell your last name, please.
Daniel Doran, D-O-R-A-N.
You swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Mr. Dorn, you've appeared before this board before, correct?
Yes, I have.
Have your credentials changed in any way since last time you appeared before this board?
No, they have not.
We'll accept you as an expert.
Thank you very
And
much.
for the record, Mr. Doran is both a licensed civil engineer and a licensed professional planner. And I believe, Mr. Doran, you have testified before the board, this board, in both capacities previously.
Yes, I have.
And what is he testifying to at this Both?
In both, because there are variances.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Now, although you are not an architect, you are familiar with the house that we are constructing on the property.
Yes, I am.
All right. Can you, first of all, briefly give the board a description of the house that we are constructing? And it's obviously in the plans that were part of the package that was submitted to this board.
It is a two-story, two-family dwelling. The dwelling will have a front facade of clapboard. The other three facades will be vinyl siding. In the front right-hand corner of the dwelling, there will be a covered porch. That porch will provide access to both of the units. In that porch, there will be a light installed in order to provide security for those occupants when they enter their home. The dwelling will have a 7-foot basement. That basement will be used for storage and utilities only. There will be no access to the attic other than by the owner, and I believe that's put in place for fire requirements. The dwelling is serviced by municipal water and sewer. There are no AC units proposed. There'll be a 4x4 concrete pad installed in the rear of the dwelling. That'll be for both domestic and recyclable containers. Those containers will be screened with a 4-foot-high vinyl stockade fence. A street tree will be planted on Suydam. There will be 2 shade trees planted in the rear yard of the dwelling, and there will be 8 evergreen flowering shrubs planted in between the dwelling and the front yard property line. The site's located in the R5 zone, and there are 5 bulk variances that the applicant is seeking. It is a lot area where 5,000 feet is required, and the site is 2,500 square feet. It is 25 feet wide by 100 feet in depth. Lot width, 50 feet is required, 25 feet is supplied. The side yard, 5 feet is required, and the dwelling will be located 3 feet from each property line, each side yard property line. The total side yards is 12 feet is required, and the applicant is proposing 6. A D4 variance is also being requested for the floor area ratio of the dwelling. This particular zone has a floor area ratio maximum of 0.055, and they are proposing 0.72. The site, in its existence since 1938, in its current configuration, 25 by 100.
Before you go on, I'm going to show you a picture and ask you if this currently represents the site and the 2 adjoining houses.
Yes, it does.
Okay, can I have that marked as A4? And then board members can review that as you're continuing your testimony.
And just as you're reviewing that photo there, the site is the grass area in between the 2 dwellings that are shown in that photo. As Mr. Lamford has stated, this site has been in existence for a long time. He has contacted the adjoining property owners, and he has requested to see if anybody would be interested in purchasing the lot from the applicant itself. We've also looked to see if there are any additional lands associated with either one of those adjoining property owners, and they're not. Both of those properties are fully developed. And since that criteria is met, that there is no additional lands available to be able to bring our site into more conformance, and neither one of the adjoining property owners are interested in purchasing the property, the site falls under the criteria of an isolated lot base. All of the variances that are requested are impacted by the lot size and configuration. The two-family dwelling is permitted use in the zone. The rooms located in the proposed dwelling meet the minimum room sizes as dictated by the city ordinances. And the proposed dwelling will meet the current building codes and provide the proper fire rating on the sidewalls of the dwelling. We've also looked at the neighborhood. And in this portion of Suydam Street, from Remsen to Troop, there are 10 existing residential dwellings that are located on the southerly side of Suydam, where the subject site is located. 9 of these dwellings are on undersized lots, and 6 of the dwellings are multifamily dwellings. The applicant is proposing to construct an attractive dwelling that will enhance the neighborhood and conform to the character of that neighborhood. The plan demonstrates that the site can accommodate the proposed dwelling itself. And in order to be able to grant these variances, the applicant needs to show that the positive criteria being that the purposes of zoning are promoted by the granting of these variances, and there's the necessity of only one purpose needs to be recognized, but I feel that there's 3 of them. Purpose A, the two-family dwelling is a permitted use in the zone, and the plan shows that the site can accommodate the proposed dwelling. Purpose C, although the applicant is seeking side yard variances, he meets or exceeds the front and rear yard, thus promoting light air and open space. And purpose J, which the applicant is utilizing an existing undeveloped lot on the street and utilizing those existing improvements that the city has to offer. As far as the negative criteria, I think the house is an attractive house that will enable to enhance the block itself. The site can accommodate this proposed dwelling, and I would ask that there be no recognizing no negative criteria created by the variances. The applicant is also seeking a parking variance. As you can see on the plan, there is no availability for on-site parking. With the 2 units having 3 bedrooms, the applicant is required to supply 4 parking spaces as a result of the standards in the RSIS standards. I've been to the site numerous times, and there is adequate street parking for the individuals on this site itself. There's also public transportation available, and I would ask that the parking variance be granted.
Mr. Duran, had you had an opportunity to review the report from Bignell Planning Consultants dated October 18th, 2023?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And with respect to any of the comments contained in that report, you've addressed the parking, you've addressed the bulk variances. Mr. Fletcher had asked that we consider reducing or eliminating 1 bedroom. My client would prefer not to do that, but that would be up to the board. And the request was that the building should maintain the appearance of a single-family dwelling with a single front door. We have done that, is that correct?
Yes, we have.
And again, he's indicated that the basement should be used solely for storage and utilities, and we are not proposing that the basement be habitable space, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You've also reviewed the report of Mr. Hajar, the city engineer, dated September 18, 2023.
Yes, I have.
And the comments therein you can comply with.
Yes, we have.
And none of those comments will substantially alter the plan that is being reviewed by the board this evening.
That is correct.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Any member of the board of professionals have any questions for this witness?
Can you tell me the revision date on the plan?
October 3rd of this year.
Any other question or comments from the board?
Do we know if there's resident permit parking in that area?
I think
Yes.
that block I don't think has it, does it? I mean, no, Yeah, you've lived there.
All right, so we'll go to the next question. Has there ever been a house on this property?
We searched back over 60 years. I don't think there's ever been a house on that property.
Yeah, I went to school around the corner. I don't remember ever seeing it. I know it's tough. I don't know what I'll think about it before we make, any other board members? All right, I'm gonna, anyone from the public have any?
Hold on, I thought that
Well,
there
I don't
might
have to
be
do that.
one other,
What's
there
that?
might be one other.
Professional,
called
right?
Professional,
But I
and then
believe-
we might have, that Mr. Lanford mentioned that they might carry if they can't proceed,
Okay.
so I think we should
Does,
ask him how, what,
Yeah, does any board member have any questions about the architecture, design, or anything of that? Before we go further and open it up, all right? Would the board like to see the,
Yes, because I didn't see, there's nothing in here, only but,
it's probably inside your
no, there's just,
designs, I mean, on your, what was said?
Are you looking for
I
architectural?
was actually seeing like how
Okay.
it's formed, not
so,
the plan, like do they actually have in color, like how it would look in the front? Like I've seen the black and white, but
We brought those.
I'm not sure if it's,
I'm not sure.
that may be,
Like a
I'm
3D?
not sure.
like a 3D version, do you have it?
Mr. Lanford, did you have any other witnesses, or was this one?
Like I said, I do have the architect, but other than the architect, I don't have the other witnesses this evening.
I wasn't referring to the plan, the floor plan, I was referring to like the 3D version.
You
Do
want
you
to see
have
the
a color
elevation?
rendering? Do you have a color rendering of the facade?
I do not have with me, unfortunately, Mr. Duran, who was not here, has the colored rendering. Again, if you want, I'll be glad to come back next month and present that to
I
you.
think it's on the next page. The thing.
But
For your time. All right. Like
Would
that?
the board members feel more comfortable waiting to see those, the color rendering?
Yes, I would love to see that.
Yeah. Just speak up, guys. So that
Yeah,
it's on record.
yes.
Okay, so, we see a few board members that would like to have the color rendering and,
perfectly understandable, and I do apologize. He intended to be here, but was stuck in traffic.
All right, so then, we will carry this till our, let me just, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's that?
Zoning board would be November.
That's the fourth, Monday, so. Then, we will carry this to the November 27th meeting. 7 PM, we'll be in this room.
In this
Yeah,
room.
it's going to be here. So if anyone's here, needs to speak on this application, this is your notice for that. For that, and we will carry this till the November 27th meeting.
Thank you very much. And again, I apologize for not being able to make it.